Guys, the Las Vegas Aces are looking a whole lot lighter after some of these trades and free agency signings that have happened. And guys, it's leaving the bench to look a little sparse.
Guys, the Las Vegas Aces are looking significantly lighter after several trades and free agency signings, leaving their bench looking rather thin.
Behind this mass team exit, and what's driving Alysha Wilson to tears? Looks like what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas, especially when it comes to team drama. Are you ready?
Breaking news. The Las Vegas Aces have lost nearly half their team, 2 top assistant coaches, and their GM, all within the same offseason. If that's not a warning sign, I don't know what is. The Las Vegas Aces, the franchise that redefined the modern WNBA super team, went from dominating the league to falling short of expectations. Now, they appear to be unraveling right before our eyes.
The Las Vegas Aces, the team that revitalized the modern day super team in the WNBA. They went from dominating the league, is now the team that did not live up to expectations this year, and is a team that's one by one falling apart in front of our own very eyes. Well, I mean, Becky Hammon, you were right. Congratulations, but did you really think it would be this different?
But wait, there's more. Add a pending lawsuit and whispers of under-the-table dealings, and you've got yourself a full-scale implosion. So, what's behind this massive team exodus, and why is Alysha Wilson breaking down in tears? Looks like what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas, especially when it comes to team drama. Are you ready? Let's dive in. For Aces fans, it's over. It's over. It's over.
So, for all Aces fans, it's over. It's over. It's over. The reign of the Aces is over. I understand the shortest dynasty in the history of the sport of basketball. You know, I never heard of a dynasty that won 2 championships and then was done, because you're seeing all the ring-chasing free agents getting out of Vegas.
Get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you know, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year. It just won't. And I'm sad about that, because I really like that group. They're a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in their ass too.
The reign of the Aces has come to an end. This might be the shortest dynasty in basketball history. Have you ever heard of a dynasty that won 2 championships and then collapsed? One by one, players and ring-chasing free agents are leaving Las Vegas. You know what they say about karma? Well, it seems like it's hitting the Aces hard.
I'm really excited. You know, this league is all about opportunity, and, you know, you just need one shot, right? And I am very thankful for the Aces and everything I got to learn there, but I'm really excited for this new beginning and to build something from the ground up here with the Valkyrie.
Remember when they were on top of the world, back-to-back champs with an unbeatable roster? Those glory days are quickly becoming a distant memory. Let's rewind for a second. The Aces were at their peak, confidence on full display, with Alysha Wilson and Becky Hammon practically untouchable, or so it seemed. Then came that semi-finals loss to the New York Liberty, and suddenly the cracks started to show. We have to get better. We have to take a hard look at ourselves, recognize our weaknesses, and make the necessary moves to put the best possible product on the floor.
Seattle Storm are sending Joel Lloyd to the Las Vegas Aces in a blockbuster 3-team trade that moves Kelsey Plum to the LA Sparks. That's according to ESPN. As part of the deal, Seattle receives the 2nd pick in this year's WNBA draft from LA in exchange for the Storm's number 9 pick, while the Aces also receive the 13th pick, a 2nd-round selection from the Sparks.
He was also an assistant for the Las Vegas Aces, so that's caused a lot of back and forth because they've had 2 now assistant coaches leave. Natalie Nakase is now the head coach of the Valkyrie.
Next year's roster won't be the same. It just won't be, Hammon admitted after the loss. And I'm sad about that because I really like that group. They were a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in theirs too. At the time, those words sounded like motivation. Looking back now, they seem more like a warning. Many assumed she meant the team would return stronger. Instead, she might have been hinting at a complete breakdown.
Latest departures for the Las Vegas Aces include 2 heavy hitters off the bench and 2 former 2023 and 2024 Six Players of the Year. Let's start with Alysha Clark. According to Ramona Shelburne of ESPN, the Aces wanted to bring back Alysha Clark. But when Seattle came a-knocking, Alysha was like, you know what? I would love to go back to my WNBA home, which is Seattle. Now, guys, if y'all don't know, Alysha Clark won 2 titles with the Seattle Storm in 2018 and 2020. And now at 37 years old, she is looking to bring her 3-and-D game back to Seattle.
Well, Becky, you were right. But did you expect it to be this drastic? The first major departure, Kate Martin, a fan favorite and a key spark plug, was left unprotected in the expansion draft. Before anyone could even process it, the Golden State Valkyries swooped in and claimed her. It's as if the Aces gift-wrapped one of their most promising young players and handed her to a competitor.
Then, of course, there is Tiffany Hayes, who, guys, Tiffany Hayes was not even supposed to be in the WNBA last season. She had actually retired in the offseason of 2020. Tiffany Hayes, she hopped on with the Las Vegas Aces mid-season for the 2024 season and made a crazy awesome comeback. Guys, she was averaging nearly 10 points a game off the bench. She gave the Aces that extra little gut punch that they needed off the bench to give them some more intensity, give them some offensive versatility of sorts. She's one of those players that Tiff Hayes can get to the basket. Tiff Hayes, if she has the basketball in her hands, she can kind of do whatever she wants with it, and you're not really gonna be able to stop her.
I'm really excited. This league is all about opportunity, and you just need one shot, Martin said. I'm grateful for my time with the Aces, but I'm looking forward to building something from the ground up with the Valkyries. That was just the beginning. The real shock came when Kelsey Plum, the sharpshooter extraordinaire, declined to sign an extension. Next thing you know, she was traded to the Los Angeles Sparks in a deal that left fans puzzled. Sure, they got Jewel Lloyd in return, but at what cost? Plum is younger, more efficient, and doesn't need the ball as much as Lloyd. The Seattle Storm traded Jewel Lloyd to the Las Vegas Aces in a blockbuster 3-team deal that sent Kelsey Plum to the LA Sparks, according to ESPN. As part of the trade, Seattle received the 2nd pick in this year's WNBA draft from LA in exchange for their number 9 pick, while the Aces also received the 13th pick and a 2nd-round selection from the Sparks. And
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate, because that's how I get the best out of my team.
But also, there is a huge thing that you all have to keep in mind is that the Las Vegas Aces do not have a GM right now. They let go of their GM a couple months ago, and they have not put anyone in that place. And so, hey, Nikki Fargas and Becky Hammond are trying to make some wonders without an actual.
And let's talk about the bench, the supposed secret weapon of the Aces. Well, it's no longer a secret because it's nearly empty. Sydney Colson, A'ja Wilson's best friend, gone to the Indiana Fever. The departures don't stop there. 2 key bench players and former 6th Player of the Year award winners, Tiffany Hayes and Alysha Clark, have also left. Hayes joined Kate Martin in Golden State, while Clark returned to her former team, the Seattle Storm. According to Ramona Shelburne of ESPN, the Aces wanted to retain Clark, but when Seattle came knocking, she couldn't pass up the opportunity to return to her WNBA home. If you don't remember, Clark won 2 titles with the Storm in 2018 and 2020.
What is going on in their locker room? Like, this Aces team is falling apart. This is not a coach that I would want to play for.
On top of that, the league is investigating the Aces for potential salary cap circumvention. Back in May, the Las Vegas Convention Authority gave each of the players an additional $100,000 to basically be active in the community.
Now at 37, she's looking to bring her defensive prowess and leadership back to Seattle. It's like a game of musical chairs, and when the music stopped, the Aces were left without a seat. That's 5 key players gone, almost their entire rotation wiped out. What's happening behind the scenes to drive this mass departure? And let's not forget Tiffany Hayes. She wasn't even supposed to play last season. She'd retired before making a mid-season comeback with the Aces. Now, fresh off winning 6th Player of the Year, she's jumping ship to the Valkyries.
Breaking news came down, so we have to discuss it. This is what we do here. We're talking about the Indiana Fever making yet another move, Alysha, because they're Thanos right now and they're collecting all the Infinity Stones.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever are doing everything right. They're not just changing players, they're transforming their entire organization. With Kelly Krauskopf back as team president, Amber Cox as general manager, and Stephanie White returning as head coach, they've built a powerhouse front office. Their free agency spree included top-tier signings like Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and Sydney Colson. And then there's Caitlin Clark. Some say she moves the needle, but the reality is, she is the needle. Her presence alone has elevated the Fever into one of the league's most exciting teams. Her historic rookie season broke records and reshaped the WNBA landscape.
Are you in a position where you can add some pieces?
Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position. And I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
Building quality depth is going to be important. You know, when you have a core 3 like we have, you know, surrounding them with players who are going to, you know, fill the roles, certainly, first and foremost, who are going to embrace the roles, you know, secondly, and who give us the best opportunities for success by complementing what they do really, really well.
With Clark, Aliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and a revamped roster, the Fever aren't just contenders, they're future champions in the making. While the Aces are struggling to keep their identity intact, the Fever are strategically assembling what could be the league's next dynasty. Players want to be in Indiana. They feel valued, respected, and part of something special. Could this be the real reason behind the Aces' mass exodus? At the end of the day, the Aces have gone from being the team everyone wanted to join to the team players are actively fleeing. It's not just about losing talent, it's about losing trust and credibility. As the balance of power in the WNBA shifts, one thing is clear. The Aces' reign is crumbling, and the Fever's era is just beginning. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Click on the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.